Let's kick this thing off. So again, welcome everybody to the first networking event of the Brazilian American Chamber of Commerce for 2021. You're probably tired of hearing this, but I'm going to say it one last time. So happy New Year. So I hope that 2021 is
Happy New Year
for everybody. Before I introduce our guest speakers, I would like to remind you that your microphones are muted. This is a webinar, so if you have any questions or if you like to interact with the speakers, please make sure that you use the chat feature. In webinar is the little box at the bottom that says chat. You can send in your questions, you can send in comments, and someone is going to monitor that chat feature and will ask questions on your behalf. So today's program is an opportunity to learn about the latest business trends between Brazil and the state of Georgia. We are honored to have here today with us Ambassador Carlos Enrique de Abreu, who is the Consul General of Brazil in Atlanta. You'll also get to meet the BACC's new chairman, Jean King, who's the Senior Managing Director of Sequence Holdings LLC, and of course now the chairman of the Brazilian American Chamber of Commerce. You'll have the opportunity to hear from some of our members, Marcelo Bernal, who's the CEO of Carnegie Brazil, Ron Slatin, who is the Director of Brazil Strategy for German Advisors. And we have two special guests from one of my favorite and one of Atlanta-own's Delta Airlines, Danilo Brazilain and Raquel Gomez, who will talk about the connections between Atlanta, the United States and Brazil, and what is going on in terms of air travel. Each speaker will have a few minutes to talk, then we'll open up the floor for virtual networking and questions. But like I say, all these questions will come in through the chat feature of the webinar. So to start the program, I'd like to invite Ambassador Carlos Enrique de Abreu, Consul General of Brazil, to say a few words about what the consulate does in Atlanta and in the Southeast, really, because he doesn't just cover Atlanta, to assist Brazilian companies coming to the US and those US companies going to Brazil. For the interest of time, I'm not going to read the ambassador's biography, but I do encourage you to look it up because he has a very impressive bio. He's done some amazing things, and really we are just lucky to have him here in Atlanta. One thing that I missed to say before I kick it over to the ambassador is that I wear two hats right now. So I'm the Deputy Director for the City of Atlanta Mayor's Office of International Affairs. So in this role, our role is to promote the City of Atlanta globally. So we work very closely with the Brazilian American Chamber of Commerce, with the Consul General, as well as with the other economic development partners and international organizations here in Atlanta to make sure that Atlanta is place for international businesses. So with that being said, I'd like to hand it over to Ambassador Carlos Abreu for some remarks. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for your kind introduction. But Cesar, you're wearing not only two hats, but also a headphone. Well, first, I would like to thank very much the Brazilian American Chamber of Commerce of the Southeast for the invitation to take part of this first event of 2021 in the form of a virtual networking event. My appreciation in particular to its president, Lucia Jennings, who is going to join us soon, to its CEO, Jean King, and to all its board members and members for excelling and contributing to make the Chamber of Commerce such a successful story in its 25 years of existence. Your well-known achievements are the result of exemplary leadership, teamwork, hard work, and true inspiration. I'm so honored to be the Consul General of Brazil in Atlanta since December 2018. And one of the brightest moments of my tenure was when the Consulate General became a formal partner of the ACC's Southeast. What has always called my attention since my arrival in Atlanta was the high quality of the events that BACC organizes, many of which with the support not only of the Consulate General, but also of the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, the state of Georgia, the city of Atlanta, and last, but by no means the least, the vibrant private sector the invisible hand behind our work. The Brazil economic outlook, fintech initiatives, business missions, and networking events, such as this one, just to mention some highlights that really do make a difference in the business environment. I would also like to highlight the one-on-one support the Chamber of Commerce gives to companies interested in doing business in and with Brazil and the United States. Please always count on the consulate's unwavering support and commitment in all your endeavors. I'm proud to announce today that our SECOM, the Trade and Investment Promotion Sector of the Consulate General of Brazil in Atlanta, ranks 4th in productivity in a total of 120 SECOMs around the world. I would like to congratulate the Atlanta SECOM team, in particular Deputy Consul General Luciano de Souza and Mr. Antonio Calpert, for their commendable work and full dedication. In the case of Brazil, the SECOMs of embassies and consulates are responsible for promoting Brazilian exports, for attracting foreign investment, for supporting the internationalization process of Brazilian companies, and also for the promotion of our national tourism product. One of its main daily activities is to respond to inquiries related to list of importers and distributors, to information on tariffs, norms, regulations, licenses, and to general requirements for exporting to the United States. Indeed, one of the main initiatives that emerged in the growing partnership between the Consulate General and the BACC Southeast, this time in collaboration with the Council of Brazilian Citizens in Atlanta, is the Interpretership Guide of the Southeast. Anybody can download the guide for free from our site. It's a roadmap for Brazilians who intend to open a business in this prosperous region and to benefit from the amazing opportunities that the relations between Brazil and the United States have to offer. Make no mistake about it, the best is yet to come in the relationship between our two countries. In this context, I would like to give you a more precise notion about the importance of the economic relationship between Brazil and the Southeast, or more precisely, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Tennessee, the 5 states under the jurisdiction of the Consulate General of Brazil in Atlanta. If these 5 American states happen to be, of course, theoretically, an independent country, together they would rank in the 14th place among Brazil's most important trading partners, right between France and Canada.
Wow.
This trade is so dynamic, it has grown from $4.7 to $6 billion in the last 10 years, a growth rate of 29%, 4 percentage points above the 25% growth of total trade in goods between Brazil and the United States as a whole, which increased from $59 to $74 billion a year in the last 10 years. And trade between Brazil and Georgia is particularly dynamic, with a growth rate of 61% in the last 10 years, having jumped from 1.5 in 2010 to $2.4 billion in 2019. We don't have the figures yet for 2020. Investment figures are also impressive. The United States is still by far the main investor in Brazil, with a total of $145 billion in foreign direct investment stock. Brazilian investment in the United States increased by 400% in the last 10 years, reaching almost $40 billion, supporting the creation of more than 100,000 jobs in America. Just in the states of Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Tennessee, Brazil has more than 44 companies investing and creating jobs in sectors such as apparel, construction materials, chemicals, plastics, steel, electric engines, machinery, power transformers, aircraft, fintech, information technology, and artificial intelligence, also, and of course, in agriculture. Of these 44 companies, 32 are located in the state of Georgia. The untapped potential of cooperation is so great in such a non-ending list of areas and themes, from trade, investment, science, technology, and innovation to human rights, sustainable development, and so on. There's so much both countries can do together at multilateral level in their World Trade Organization, which has just elected a new director general from Nigeria, the Paris Agreement, and much more. There's so much room for collaboration at all levels in the fight against this terrible pandemic that is taking such a heavy toll on humanity. Nobody and no country can be left behind. The sky is the limit in the relations between the two largest democracies and economies of the Americas. Thank you and enjoy the program. Muito obrigado. Desfrutem do programa.
Thank you, Ambassador. And we're very fortunate to have you here in Atlanta. I think you've been such a joy to work with. And I know that, on behalf of the city of Atlanta, it's really a pleasure to work with you. And I can speak on behalf of the chamber that it's also just been, this partnership has been great. And we look forward to continue working with you and your team. So now I would like to introduce the one and only Gene Keane, our new chairman. Gene leads Sequence Holdings LLC, and I'll let him talk a little bit more about that. But we're very excited to have Gene join us as the chairman for the chamber. He's going to share with you the vision for the chamber moving forward, and also we'll talk about some of our new programs and ways in which you can get involved. So with that being said, hold on to your chairs. I'll present to you Gene Keane.
Wow, Carlos, thank you very much. If the power goes out right now, I've already had one of the best webinars I've had in the last 2 years just listening to the ambassador. Thank you. That was, what a debrief and what an update. And if you could only bring us more information like that on a monthly basis, my God, I'll promise you I'll attend. That was fabulous. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting.
Welcome. I mean, just great, Ambassador.
Thank you.
I learned, I should have gotten my pen and pencil out earlier, and I wish it was taped. It is. It's recorded. I can't wait to go back and listen carefully. So don't forget, folks. Lots of attendees. I can't thank you all enough. This is an exciting moment in the Brazilian American Chamber of Commerce. No, I don't speak Portuguese. Yes, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. Well, why in the world am I the chamber? Energy. This is all about energy. Our vision is to grow. I met with Lucia a year and a half ago about participating with the Brazilian American Chamber. I was on the board and have really accomplished a lot of things in the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce. And in speaking with Lucia and talking about membership, the first thing I said is you get exactly out of the chamber what you put into it. I'm the chairman. I guess that says something. I put too much into it maybe, but that's okay. We have a lot of fun. That's number one. Our vision is to grow and help business, international business between Brazil and the United States, specifically in this chamber in the Southeast region. So this is where you want to come. This is where you want to be when you're thinking international business, when you're thinking, how do I do business throughout the United States once I get here? How do I come? How do I participate? Carlos was nice enough to say, yes, I'm the chairman of our Sequence Holdings. We have an international investment banking firm where we work all over the world with investment banking. And also we have an international immigration consulting firm where we help folks with E2, EB1C, EB5 transactions. We help people get here. That's the bottom line. So it's exciting to be a part of this chamber. please consider joining and helping us grow. We have a membership group. We have different phases of membership. It is not a costly thing to be a part of it, but you can grow with the membership and help the membership with revenues. Our vision for the next year is to bring in 200 new members to the Chamber of Commerce. So each and every one of you in this webinar today, I challenge you to bring in one member. And if you're not a member, join and bring in one member. Because if everybody gets involved, we will be excited about what's going on with the Chamber, excited about what's going on with international business and the Brazilian American Chamber of Commerce and what's happening between Brazil and the United States. It's real simple. I've gone over the goals. The goals are simply new members, 200 this year. Revenues, we want to increase our revenues through a couple of things. And one of them is presenting amazing events. This is a free event. And what we want to do is be able to bring more events to you to create interaction between our members and between everyone that's involved in the Chamber of Commerce. And all of you help us find ways to bring revenues to the Chamber, because we can't come together if we don't have the revenues to have a business model that's successful. So as chairman, my job is to make sure we bring on new members, make sure we have wonderful activities like this today, like Carlos telling us what's going on in that update, which was amazing. And besides that, we have so many other speakers. So that's exciting. The last thing I'd like to bring about is events. Please reach out to Lucia, who is probably still stuck in traffic. God, I swear, that's amazing. I had traffic coming in from 5 miles over in Mount Pleasant into Charleston today, so I can't imagine Atlanta. Events, we're going to be continually growing our events program. We have an events coordinator that is responsible to the chairman that pulled this together today, that will be responsible for all future events. So my 3 words to you are, and I'll end with the 4th, membership, crucial, get involved. And when you join, get involved. Tell us what you want to do, what you're looking for, what you expect to get out of the chamber. And remember, you get out of it what you put into it. Revenues, help us grow with revenues. If you join and put in as much as you possibly can and participate in events, letting people know what's happening. So I'll turn it back over to Carlos. Thank each and every one of you for being here today. Ambassador, again, thank you for your incredible comments this morning. And I look forward to listening to all the other speakers this morning. Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you, Gene. And I think you just changed my name, but you know, I'll
Cesar.
with that. I'm going to blame all the weather, you know, and maybe it's just the good looks of the.
I look younger than him.
I'm so excited about being here. I knew it was a C. I just couldn't remember Cesar or Carlos.
Hey, Cesar and Carlos is 2 good-looking guys. That's okay. Well, let's keep on going here. And Gene, thank you so much for those remarks. And we're so happy that you are leading the charge here, and really, really glad that you joined the chamber. And just to reiterate what Gene said, I think if anybody's ever been part of a chamber of commerce, at the end of the day, you get from the chamber what you give. So you need to be involved, you need to participate, you need to engage. There's tons of opportunities to be part of this chamber. You can join one of the different committees. You can certainly, you know, participate in some of our events. The committees are growing. We have an events committee, a membership committee, and we're a marketing committee, and we're always looking for input. So please do reach out to Lucia or to one of us just in a little bit before we end today. And I see that Lucia is joining us, so we'll give her a few minutes to provide some remarks in just a second. But towards the end, I would also like to introduce the board of directors, who plays a critical role on really just kind of the sustainability of this chamber. But with that being said, good morning, Lucia. I see that.
Good morning.
Good morning,
I would like
Lucia.
to pass the
Finally
baton
made it.
over to you, and just thank you for being here. Glad you made it.
It was a bit of excitement being on the road and nobody's moving, but fortunately I was not involved in a car accident that someone lost his life. So I'm glad to be here, and thank you so much for your patience with me. Thanks, Cesar, for taking over. I guess it's always good when you have a backup plan.
Glad that you're here, Lucia.
Lucia, it is being recorded, and Carlos started us all off with an amazing understanding of what's happening between Brazil and America, and you might want to listen to it. It was wonderful.
All right.
Right. So now we have two very special guests who are joining us, I believe, all the way from Brazil. Danilo Brazilain and Raquel Gomez, who are with the Brazilian sales office of Delta Airlines. My favorite airlines. I know Marcelo is a big fan. I think we're all just big fans of Delta. Delta is also part of the board of directors, so we are just honored to have you guys here. And Danilo and Raquel, I'll hand it over to you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Cesar. Thank you all, and to have this opportunity to just give you a quick perspective that what we are doing here in Brazil. And just to start, I like the way that Jeannie start talking about how we do business with energy. This is the same way that we do here in Delta. You know, one of our mantra here in Delta is no one better connect the world as Delta do. And I think this is one good example. We are not just connecting point A to point B. We connect people, we connect history, we connect business. This is why it's very important to us being here and have you this some introduction here about our business, what we do here. But just to start, I'd like to introduce me and Raquel. Please, Raquel, just one. If you can move the slide, Raquel.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I would say that if you can put your screen on a presentation mode.
Presentation mode.
Yeah, it's already. I don't know. Let me try again. Yeah. You know, that's why we need to keep flying, because we are not used to do that. We like to do that in person.
You know, we can see you. We can see you guys.
Yeah, I think now worked. Yeah, we can follow like this. I'm Danilo Brazilain. I'm responsible for corporate team here. We take care with all corporate agreement here in Brazil. Our team, we are around 8 people here in Brazil, and we take care not only corporate side, but the travel agents that make business with those corporate account. And here's my partner in crime, Raquel. Please join.
Well, first of all, thanks for the opportunity. I swear that I will be more prepared regarding technology next time. I'm a sales manager in Brazil, and I like to make jokes about that. And everything that is not under Danilo's umbrella, it's under my umbrella. So I'm responsible for leisure channels, such as consolidators, tour operators, and retailers, and I'm working for Delta for the last 6 years.
Okay, thanks Raquel. And just to start our presentation, I'd like to just bring you an overview where we are here regarding vaccination progress here in Brazil. And we already have 5 million people vaccinated here. It's just 2.5% of the Brazil population, but is one start for us here. We have a really efficient distribution vaccine program here, but what we have to do here in Brazil is start to buy more vaccine, and then we can be better in this time here. And another important point is to vaccinate approved by local regulatory agency. And São Paulo is the most important hub in Brazil, and we have the biggest public agency that produce the CoronaVac and plan to buy extra doses here in Brazil. And we strong understand that we're gonna have good results in the next days or next few weeks. Regarding business, we will start talking about schedule. Please, Raquel, if you can go. Yeah, that's perfect. And before explore our current schedule, It's important to remember that before April, where we had to stop our operation in Brazil, we had 3 daily flights. We flew, in that time, we flew from Guarulhos and Galeão, Rio de Janeiro to Atlanta and New York. We used to have a lot more flights, and but it's good to bring what we did before the pandemic, because this is our plan. We will be in the same format in next few months, and we are work for that. And in August we start again our operation. We resume our Atlanta Guarulhos. This is the most important flight to us because is our biggest hub in US, and we before the pandemic, we were growing in terms of corporate business in Atlanta. That was our main target here in Brazil, getting more corporate travel that make business in Atlanta or in the Atlanta region. This is very important to us. This is why we resume our flight from Brazil from Guarulhos to Atlanta. And when we start in August, it was just for frequency per week, but now we have daily flights to Atlanta again. And last week we started our operation to JFK, who is very important to us also because we have some specific segmentations, banks and accountants that's very important for the corporate side. And this is very important to us, have this road again. And we are flying 4 times a week, and we are planning to improve for daily flights for the next month. And again, we are looking for the opportunity to resume the Atlanta GIG, Atlanta Rio de Janeiro, who is very important to us as well. And here you can see also our schedule, not only for Brazil, but also to South America and Central America, who is very important entity to international business in Delta Airlines. Next page, please, Raquel. And this is a very important pillar to us, because I don't know if you guys remember, but until 2019 we had a really important partnership here locally in Brazil. In that time we were partnered with Gol Linhas Aéreas, but our target here for Latin America is not to be big only in Brazil, but also in the region. And when we're talking about be the biggest airlines, US airlines in the region, we have to consider more capability to connect people, connect countries to US. And when we're talking about this opportunity, Latam is the best airlines that we could have this partnership. And it started in 2019, September 2019. And I can guarantee to you that our alliance team never stopped to work on this project. We keep going with this project, and what we have in almost 2 years we didn't have with another partner here local or in another part of the world that Delta has partner. We are really doing a good job with Latam, and we can see here 3 important things that we forward in the last year. First of all is the reciprocal loyalty program benefits. This is very important when we talking about the experience of the passenger. Now passengers from Delta and from Latam can accrue in redemption the loyalty program. The elite reciprocity is very important also in the lounge VIP. The lounge VIP access, when passengers are flying with Delta or with Latam, they can use both lounge VIP to improve their experience of the travel. We also moved here in Brazil from Terminal 2 for Terminal 3, who had the opportunity to be here in Brazil. The Terminal 3 is the newest terminal here in Brazil, and we could also improve the experience, not only the passenger experience, but also the experience that the Delta and Latam employee, they can work together better because they are close in the international operation. And Latam did the same. They moved their operation to Terminal 4 in New York to be closer to Delta and improve the experience for the passenger experience. And the most important topic is the code share between Delta and Latam intra-countries. We can't yet doing business between trunks, I mean, between international flights, Guarulhos to São Paulo, Brazil to US, but intra-country we already can do this. This business is very important because we also impact the experience of the passengers. If some passengers wanna go from Curitiba to the interior of Georgia or South US, they can do with the same, with both airlines, but the same ticket. This help us a lot in the operational side and the experience of the passenger. This is the main focus for this partnership. We always looking to improve the passenger experience. Say that this was my part. I'll ask Raquel to join the presentation, and she from my perspective, what she will bring to us is the most important action that we did since this pandemic start is where is how Delta is looking for the passenger, look for the employees to guarantee that the experience will be the most safer in cleanliness experience when passengers flying. Please, Raquel.
Thank you, Danilo. I have to say that all the efforts of the company during 2020 were directly related to the cleanliness process, because we understand that we play a very important role in this industry, that is to restore passengers' confidence on traveling. We know as passengers that during these pandemic times, it's very hard to trust all of the procedures. So we want to make sure that everything that we implemented was correctly followed. And we did a lot of procedures. I won't say every and all the protocols that we have in place, because imagine that we are developing this all over the next year. So we have a lot of things going on. But I have to say that it was our main focus during the last year. We want to make sure that our passengers feel confident and feel comfortable on traveling again. So I'll go over some of the initiatives that we put in place. I think the first and very important initiative is that we created a new division on the company that is related to cleanliness. So we nominated a Chief Health Officer, that is Dr. Henry Ting. He partnered with Delta. He was part of the Mayo Clinic team, and he partnered with Delta for the last year, and now he joined Delta to look after all of these division. It's very important to say that during this period, we partner with very important cleanliness companies in the market to make sure that we use the right products, that we are doing the right procedures. So as I told you, we partner with Mayo Clinic. We use Lysol on our aircraft. So it's one of the biggest initiatives that we did during this period. Besides that, it's important to say that our CEO always said to us during these times that we put people over the profits, in front of the profits. So this was something very important to our company, because we want to make sure that our people, the people in frontline, they were actively tested from time to time to make sure that our passengers will have the best experience and will not be exposed to the virus. So we take care not only about the customers, but also about our employees. So we create a protocol of testing these frontline agents to make sure that this experience for the passenger would be better. Besides that, as I told you, we implemented a lot of protocols. I won't go all over them, but what I can say here is that we improved a lot our cleanliness procedures in the aircrafts. So we use electrostatic spraying in all of the aircrafts before departure. This is something that I cannot say that we didn't clean the aircrafts before, but we are now doing a totally new procedure to make sure that all of the aircrafts are safe, they are properly cleaned. And one of the latest action that we did is that we nominated a champion in the airport as part of our team to make sure that all of the procedures and protocol are being completed in the right way. So we also use the EPA filters. We as Delta, we changed them before the time that producers recommend. And it's efficient on 99% on the elimination of particles, including virus. So that makes a lot of difference when you're traveling. And we receive a lot of comments on passengers, and they say, oh, I see that everything that you say that you implemented, you are doing during the flight. So that is something that is very important for us. And I have to say that some of the actions that we implemented, like the middle seat block, it's something that it's not only related to health, but it's also related to what we hear from our customers. On the beginning of pandemic, we saw that some airline companies did that, but Delta was the only one that remained with this policy until now. And that is because our customers relate to us and report to us that this make them comfortable on flying, because you don't have anyone seated by your side. So that makes them more comfortable. And it's nice to see that during these pandemic times, we had the highest NPS of our history. So that makes us think that we are going in the right direction. I have to say that before US President mandates the use of masks, Delta was encouraging passengers to do that. And we ban passengers for not using the mask, because we know that masks are the key for avoid this virus. So this is something that we implemented right in the beginning of the pandemic. And another thing that I think it's important, besides the protocols, is that flexibility that Delta brought during this period. We extended medallion status to make sure that passengers that are loyal to the company, they will have the same priority or the same benefits, even though they are not flying. We eliminate change fees, and we have this flexibility on change names. We extended the tickets to make sure that passengers can use the ticket later. So it's a whole package that we are working with our passengers to make sure that they feel confident again on traveling. Besides that, one thing that I want to share with you is that we created an interactive map that you can see all over the globe, the restrictions and the procedures of each country. So if you click Brazil, you see that quarantine is not mandatory, that you need a negative COVID test, and you need to prepare to come to what you need to prepare to come to the country. So we developed that because the scenario is changing, like every 20 minutes we see something new. So this was a way to keep our passengers informed. And as a sales team, we also play this important role on restoring the confidence of the passenger. We implemented a lot of actions here, like these webinars and these trainings, to make sure that all of the industry knows what we are doing to fight against this virus. But also we are working on 2 airports to make sure that our customers, like agencies and people from tourism industry, corporate companies, that they see in place the protocols that we implemented. So I think that is an important action, and we are relaunching this action during this year. We suspended for the holidays, but we are coming back next month. So it's very important to highlight what is our role to make this industry come back and we see the business going back again. So I think just to analyze our presentation, I think it's important to say that Delta is making all of the efforts to make sure that passengers feel safe on travel again. We want to be prepared when passengers are prepared to fly. And we want to make sure that we are doing all of our best for our passenger experience. So thank you again for the invitation. I'll pass back to Lucia.
Danilo and Raquel, thank you so much for that presentation. I can tell you that I personally refuse to fly in any other airline, and anytime that I've had to, for whatever reason, I feel like I'm actually cheating on my wife. So I always fly Delta. I recently flew Delta, and it was just an amazing experience. You're right. I mean, the airplane was very clean. I have 2 trips coming up, and I booked Delta. So thank you for everything that you guys are doing, and thank you for what you do for the city of Atlanta and for the state of Georgia. I mean, really, your CEO is just an amazing person. Not only on the business side, but one thing that I really appreciate is that he puts people first, and very few CEOs actually, walk the talk. So thank you for what you do. Now, I want to hand it over to 2 of our members. We're running a little bit short on time here, so I'm not going to read bios or anything like that, but I do think it's important for all of the participants to hear from our members and hear why they're part of the chamber. So the first testimonial that we have is from Marcelo Bernal, who's not only the CEO and founder of Carnegie of Brazil, but also a board member of the Brazilian American Chamber of Commerce. Marcelo, over to you, and good morning.
Thank you very much, Cesar. So as a huge fan and also an avid Delta passenger, I have to say I recently did take the flight to Brazil, and it was a fantastic experience. So everything that you're saying here, you are walking the walk, as Cesar said, and I want to congratulate the whole Delta team for making that experience possible. I used to fly to Brazil every single month. I spent a year without flying, and I finally took the courage to do it, and it was fantastic. So thank you very much. And also, I just want to tell everyone that flights to Brazil are extremely good prices right now. So if you need to make a business trip or a personal trip to Brazil in the next few months, now's the time. But thank you very much, Cesar. And I've been with the chamber since I moved to Atlanta as CFO and then CEO of Cielo here in Atlanta. And I was participating, so I've seen a lot of the growth of the chamber of the past few years, and had the opportunity to participate in some of it. First as a member of a large corporation, and now as a founder of a startup. And I think that the words that Gene said, you get out the chamber what you put into it, couldn't be best put. I've seen this happen over over the past few months even. I started my company in Brazil, so as I told Lucy, I'm a long distance entrepreneur. We transform English learning through technology. So we essentially have high performance AI powered learning platforms, and we bring customized solutions to schools, universities and companies, providing much higher results on English learning than any other solution you find in the market. So we've started the company in Brazil with global technologies. So part of our technologies from the US, part of technologies from the UK. And after 3 years, we decided to bring now our solutions to the US. So it's I can list a number of situations in which I've leveraged my relationships within the chamber, either because I needed a new accounting firm, and I've reached out to our friend Ron, and now Drummond is doing great work for us in the US and Brazil. When I needed my new website, I reached out to Beyond, who's also a member, and they're doing great work, and our website is amazing. And in addition to that, a number of conversations with some of the people that are in this panel that have been instrumental in the growth of my company in the US. So I think that what Gene said in the beginning, that if you do believe that your business has a connection between the US and Brazil, do reach out to one of us. Explain what your plans are and what are the challenges that you think you see, the roadblocks you see. And there's gonna be someone in this room or someone that we know that can help you out. So I'm extremely fortunate to have been a part of the chamber for the past few years. And I will welcome any one of you who hasn't joined yet to do so, because it's made a huge difference in my company and our expansion in Brazil and the US. Thank you very much, Cesar.
Thank you, Marcelo. Ron, over to you. Before I hand it over to you, Ron, just because we're running out of time, if I can ask all of the board members of the chamber to please share your LinkedIn on the chat with all of the participants. I think this is a good way for all of us to just make ourselves available. I mean, unfortunately, we're not going to have time for networking, but if you're a board member of the chamber, please do share your LinkedIn profile on the chat. Ron, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Cesar. And to follow up what Marcelo was speaking about and Gene was speaking about, the Drummond Advisors, we've gotten a lot out of the chamber. We've been very involved. What we do is we are cross-border, specialize in cross-border transactions between Brazil and the US in accounting, taxes, legal, and business advisory service. And there's a lot of activity, even with the pandemic, of Brazil companies coming to the US and US companies going to Brazil. And there's a lot of great partnerships that we've formed through the chamber, because Cesar, yourself with the city of Atlanta, Fernanda, who's on our board with the state of Georgia, is a big partner in helping to bring companies to Georgia and all the work that they do. We've had a long-term relationship with the office. The state of Georgia has been in Brazil for 25 years. We've had a lot of trips to Brazil and bringing business leaders and political leaders to Atlanta and Georgia. And it's really been paying off. That we see a lot of activity, especially in certain areas like agriculture business. You know, that we have the poultry show every year in Atlanta. It's not this year because of the pandemic, but that's the international show in agriculture, and people know Georgia from it. And a lot of businesses come from that. We're seeing a lot of companies in IT, fintech, manufacturing, because Georgia is such a great location for distribution and logistics for these Brazil companies that are looking to set up manufacturing areas in the United States. We've got the Atlanta airport, we've got the Savannah port, we've got all logistic hubs. So we're very busy, and we're very fortunate that we have a lot of business coming from Brazil. So what we do at Drummond Advisors is we help all companies, whether they're going to Brazil or the US, need to have a business plan. And there's a lot of questions and issues about doing international business, from the best way to set up your corporate entity, to tax planning, to trademarks, transfer pricing, labor issues. So all these are issues that you need to consider very carefully as you're doing international business. And either our company or other companies in the chamber are available to help with these issues. We've got great partnerships with the chamber. We work a lot with Global Atlanta. I know Trevor's been involved in publicizing all the news from Brazil. And so we've been very fortunate working with the chamber. And like Lucia talks about all the times, it's kind of the three pillars. It's connections, resources, information, and that's available. We partnered with Gene on a webinar last year that was very successful about immigration to the U.S. through investments. And when you invest in businesses, you're able to be eligible for certain visas to move here and move your families here. And that's been, that was very successful. And we got a lot of business leads out of that. So if you're involved in Brazil or you're involved in the U.S. as far as cross-border transactions, I highly recommend being involved with the chamber. We've gotten a lot out of it, and I look forward to a great 2021 working with everyone.
Thank you, Ron, and thank you for those kind words. I think everyone, you've heard it many times. You get what you put in it, right? And I think these are two great examples of what the chamber has to offer. I do encourage everybody, again, if you get a chance, connect with the board members. We've shared our LinkedIn profiles. We're all very friendly. We all love to connect with folks and just learn more about their business. We're very passionate about connecting Atlanta and Brazil through, many ways. So now I have the pleasure of kind of bringing us all back and handing it over to our fearless leader, Lucia Jennings, who's going to provide some closing remarks. Lucia, over to you.
So thank you very much. And I really I'm impressed with the fact that I'm substitutable. So I don't have to be here all the time. So
you're not substitutable. I actually had to run around and do my hair this morning. So you're not, Lucia. It's hard to step on your shoes.
Well, my apologies again, although I was leaving the house on time, but Atlanta traffic plus rain always gives you a certain uncertainty where you're going to end. Anyway, I'm safe. I'm here. I can't not say enough to thank everyone here today. Not only the panelists or the speakers who were great, not only to talk about the companies that they lead, but also the importance of the Brazil-Georgia connection and the role of the chamber in helping companies enter the U.S. market, or Brazilian companies trying to internationalize using Drummond, or the experience that Marcelo brings as what we call long distance CEO, that you can do that. You can live in another country and manage a company in Brazil. Gene, thank you so much. Your energy is always contagious. And that's why we chose you to be our leader. And since Gene joined the organization, we have seen a tremendous engagement within our group. We have this leadership committee, and I thank you so much for organizing this event. They were all the ones that did everything. So I'm taking a little bit of the credit right now because I'm speaking. But anyway, as we're wrapping up, don't forget that we are a 25-year-old organization. We have been doing business, helping companies do business with Brazil for this long. So something must be right, because I always have the right people in our board of directors to help us navigate through the ins and outs of offering opportunities for companies to do business in both countries. We have a great calendar of events. I'm sure that you guys spoke about that earlier, unless Cesar, you have anything else to say about the upcoming events?
Yeah, we haven't gone over the events. Just very quick here, I don't want to take more time, but we have a lot of great things coming up. We are going to be talking about Georgia's innovation ecosystem. I think this will be really interesting to Brazilian startups, where we will be focusing on fintech and agtech. We also have a fintech event coming up with the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta to talk about inclusion and innovation. We are launching a new series, which is called the Executive Spotlight Series, which is an opportunity to highlight Brazilian executives here in the Southeast. and they will talk about their experiences. And then it's not all business and seriousness. We're also going to have a little bit of fun. We are going to have a taste of Brazil. We have a couple of holiday and Independence Day celebrations. So please just stay tuned. Follow us on social media. Check our website. That's where all of the events will be listed.
And I can tell you, I am just waiting for the day that we can meet again at Fogo de Chão and have a caipirinha. So I hope that will happen at the second semester, so we can have a Brazilian celebration at Fogo de Chão. Well, not to take so much. Do we have any questions for the from the audience, Cesar?
And one last, thank you, Cesar, Carlos, Cesar, Carlos. Thank you very much this morning. And Ambassador, again, I can't wait to review this recording again. I will be coming to Atlanta in the next couple of weeks, and I'll reach out. Look forward to us meeting together.
Last thing I would say is that this webinar was recorded, so we will share it with everybody at some point. Also, be on the lookout. You'll be getting some communication from us about we'd like to get your feedback on the event. We'll also share a list of upcoming events. And with that being said, muito obrigado. Unfortunately, that's as far as my Brazilian, my Portuguese goes. But really appreciate everyone joining us this morning. Thank you to all the speakers. Thank you to our board members. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, Delta, for joining us. And we look forward to our next event. Y'all have a great day.